Pro-Am tickets are $25, and event organizers. Now, peep this. Business is booming when Caitlin is involved.
They said she couldn't do it. They flat out declared, "We don't allow this." But Caitlin Clark, Lexie Hull, and Sophie Cunningham weren't backing down. Not now. Not after everything. Honestly, the WNBA commissioner went way too far. All the hits, the hatred, the silence. The truth is finally out there for everyone to see, and get this. It's not just about basketball anymore. It's about controlling power, about a coworker who's straight up afraid of one woman's influence. Before we dive in, let me know in the comments, should Caitlin Clark be allowed to play golf and build her brand? Or is the WNBA unfairly blocking her?
With the world #1 Nelly Korda in back nine with golf icon Annika Sorenstam, the event's host. It was an honor to play the Pro-Am with Caitlin last year. The crowds were amazing, and we are excited for her to return to the Annika in November.
Going to have another event and invite Caitlin to it. They're going to invite Caitlin to as many events as they possibly can because they saw what it just did for the sport of golf. And I just don't understand why the WNBA, I mean, I will never understand. I feel like they fumbled so many things this season. They weren't ready for the moment.
All right, let's dive into the real story. Make sure you share your thoughts and hit that like button. So get this, the WNBA commissioner apparently told Caitlin Clark flat out, "We're not allowing this." Why the heck not? Because Caitlin agreed to play in the Annika Sorenstam golf event, an LPGA exhibition that saw ticket demands skyrocket by like over 1,200% just because her name was attached. Golf totally welcomed her with open arms. The LPGA gets it, even if the WNBA doesn't. Caitlin's not just another player, she is the moment. But the commissioner, she saw it as a threat. A player taking charge of her own brand, connecting with fans, and crucially, stepping outside the WNBA spotlight. The league just couldn't handle that kind of power. And yet, tensions were definitely rising behind the scenes. Caitlin's team was all for it, pushing the fact that it's a charity event, it gets massive global visibility, and it's good for women's sports in general. But insiders are saying the commissioner wouldn't budge. Her reason: she doesn't represent golf. She represents the WNBA.
Immediate hesitancy about giving Caitlin Clark too much praise. They didn't want to give her too much praise. They didn't want to prop her up too much and forget about everyone else who came before her. Didn't want to put her on MVP ladders. Didn't want to put her as Rookie of the Year until it was so evident that they had to. There was just so many things that it felt like it was always just a little bit of a push. Like, make sure you don't do too much. We don't want to give her too much praise. We don't want to tweet about her too much. We don't want to post about her too much. We don't want to give her too much media coverage. Let's just make sure that everyone else is also happy. Like, that seemed to be the consensus for the entire WNBA season.
That's when her coach, Stephanie White, stepped in and said she's leaving. You can't stop her. And honestly, that one line changed everything. I mean, think about it. A head coach defending her star player against like the highest authority in the entire league? That's pretty much unheard of in professional sports. Apparently, the commissioner threatened to penalize Caitlin for, get this, allegedly breaking promotional regulations. Penalized for engaging in golf? You're kidding me. This is the same athlete who boosted attendance, merch sales, and viewership for the whole WNBA, and now she's getting slammed for bringing attention to another sport. Wild, right? So naturally, fans went absolutely bonkers. Social media exploded. I mean, why would the WNBA even think about preventing her from promoting the sport? Why penalize your biggest star? Reports even said that WNBA owners were questioning the commissioner's decisions behind the scenes. Caitlin, though, stayed cool as a cucumber, but when reporters asked her about it, her silence spoke volumes. Finally, she said, with a smile, "No one can stop me from competing. I adore this game. Every single one of them. That no one can stop me line? It hit harder than a slam dunk for real." Stephanie White publicly backed her player, saying Caitlin has every right to speak her mind and promote the sport she's passionate about. The commissioner? Well, she dodged all the questions. No interviews, no statements, just silence. But wait, the wave was coming. NBA legends, WNBA fans, LPGA fanatics, everyone started calling out the hypocrisy.
I honestly just got so triggered by Caitlin Clark's golf debut, and it is no fault of hers that I got upset. It is the fault of the WNBA because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day. So I talked about it in a previous video, how this Pro-Am event originally wasn't even going to be televised, but there were so many fans who were emailing the organization saying, how can we watch Caitlin? Can we come to the event?
It stops players from building their brand and lets them get fouled without any defense, all for the wrong reasons. The WNBA was already popular, Clark warned, and the headline, WNBA control problem, fans demand change.
Can you live stream it? All of these things. And it ended up being put on television. And that was great. Fans were really excited about that. There was so much buzz online. She was trending on Twitter, all of the things. And the LPGA was promoting the crap out of this event. And they also did something really smart by pairing her up with their currently #1 golfer in the world. And her name is Nelly Korda. So there are photos of Caitlin and Nelly literally everywhere. And the LPGA was so smart in doing this because they knew that there would be so many eyeballs on Caitlin. So if they put their #1
learned anything from her, golf's hard to replicate that fast. But no, she's been incredible and she's really cool too. And somebody I've been watching and following for a while now, so it's fun to be out here and get to see an up-close look at how she does things, just so smooth. And
I don't know, I always just remind myself, like, I don't really care what happened. It doesn't really matter. I don't play golf for a living, and just have fun with it. Like, this isn't, and whatever it is, but you could just feel the energy and excitement in the room, and I thought that was what's so cool about it.
And her most recent appearance? That was basically the starting gun for the league's PR nightmare. Caitlin wasn't playing nice either. She said, I will continue to play in places where I can motivate others. I can't be stopped by you. Boom. Mic drop. That's it. But honestly, that young woman's statement, you can't silence me, just reverberated everywhere, not just in athletics. The LPGA, they totally applauded her.
Yeah, same answer. It was well done. No, I agree. It was, it's always fun when people from different demographics and, different industries get together and just share ideas and, just listening. And I mean, in the end of the day, there's a lot of
You excited, honestly. I'm not a professional golfer by any means, so I think just having fun.
All right, let's really think about what we just saw here. Caitlin Clark, a name that's way bigger than just basketball now, right? It's about toughness, guts, and a never-give-up attitude from an athlete who refuses to be shut down. Get this, prom tickets were like $25, but as soon as Caitlin said she'd play in the Annika prom golf thing, bam! Ticket demand shot up over 1,200%. The crowds, the hype, the energy, it was all about her. But even with all that, the WNBA commissioner supposedly told her, nah, we don't allow that. Could you even imagine being told you can't build your brand, that you can't get fans excited in another sport, that you can't control your own path? And why? Because she was bigger than they could handle, plain and simple. Let's be real here. This isn't just hoops anymore. It's about who's got the power. It's about control. It's about a league that behind closed doors seemed scared to death of one young woman who just wanted to share what she loves and show off her skills outside the court. Caitlin showed up on the golf course, playing with world #1 Nelly Korda on the front 9 and golf legend Annika Stam on the back 9. She didn't just play golf, she owned it. For that moment, everyone was watching. Social media went crazy, headlines everywhere. But back at the league office, things were getting tense. People tried to help her out. Coaches tried to step in. This was a charity thing, with eyes on it from everywhere. A chance to get young girls excited about sports and show the world that women's sports are more than just games. They're a movement. And then Stephanie White, Caitlin's coach, stood up and said what needed to be said. You can't stop her, she declared. Think about that for a second. A head coach publicly backing her star player against the top dog in the league. Never seen that before. Total game changer. The commissioner supposedly threatened her, saying Caitlyn broke the rules about promoting stuff. Let that sink in. An athlete who's brought more fans, more viewers, and made the whole league better, getting punished for playing golf, something she loves, for connecting with fans, for building her brand, for just being herself. People were furious. Social media blew up. WNBA owners started questioning the decisions being made, but Caitlyn, she stayed cool. When reporters asked her about it, she just smiled and said, "No one can stop me from competing. I love this game." All of that simple sentence, so true, was more powerful than any dunk, louder than any buzzer beater, and it resonated everywhere. The LPGA was cheering her on. NBA legends took notice. Everyone started calling out the hypocrisy. How can a league let players get beat up on the court, but stop them from building their brand? How can you say you support women's sports while holding back your biggest star? And let's not forget what we can learn from this. The LPGA did what the WNBA couldn't. They promoted her. They showed the event. They paired her with a superstar. They knew what she could do and helped her do it. And what did Caitlyn do? She got millions excited. She connected with fans. She reminded everyone that women in sports are strong, visible, and unstoppable. So here's the question. Should Caitlyn Clark be punished for doing what she loves? Should she get fined for stepping outside the WNBA? Or should the WNBA commissioner be held responsible for trying to hold her back? This isn't just about Caitlyn. It's about all women and it's about every athlete who's ever been told they can't do something. It's a call to action. I want to know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you with Caitlyn Clark? Do you think she should be allowed to play golf, build her brand, and get fans excited all over the world? Or do you think the league should have more power than personal growth and freedom? Let me know. Smash that like button if you're with her. Subscribe for more stories like this, because the truth needs to come out. Share this video everywhere so everyone knows what's really going on. Remember, this one young woman dared to say, "You can't silence me," and the world listened. Caitlyn Clark is more than just an athlete. She's a movement, and her story isn't just about basketball or golf. It's about standing up for yourself, breaking down walls, and showing the world that you can't stop talent, courage, and determination. So let's keep talking about this. Let's celebrate her, let's support her, and let's demand a world where women in sports are never ever held back again. Period.